How are you getting this shit right now?
No, he's not.
Really can't, really, man.
Hey, how awesome is the fight guys?
How awesome is the fight guys?
Oh man, the fat guys.
Look, just because you weigh 126 and I weigh 192.
I'm kidding. Hey, listen. The fight guys are freaking awesome. You know why? Because we talk about fight. You know why? Because we're men. We talk about fight. That's what we do. We talk about fights. So we talk about women sometimes, right?
Yeah. What? Yes.
Now it's awesome.
The fight men.
The fight men.
The fight guys, man, amazing.
All right, Fight Guys here once again, and we're here with the headliner of the co-main event for Manny Pacquiao versus Jesse Vargas, Nonito Donaire. We just had Jesse Magdaleno up here. He was talking about the fight. He was talking about your fight, how anticipated it has been even before it was announced, when the rumors were there, and even when you guys were facing off during other events and other fights. It was just so anticipated that you guys were going to fight. Now we have it. Obviously, we would like to thank you for your team making that fight, as we thank their team for making the fight. Your thoughts on Jesse Magdaleno as an opponent and being in the position that you were just a few years ago yourself?
You know, that kid is a great kid. You know, he goes out there very respectful. But looking at him and the way he fights, I mean, he's a strong fighter and he's a hungry guy. You know, but for me, it's I've had a lot of those in my resume. You know, all these undefeated, hungry guys who's trying to take what I have. You know, for me now, it's more the fact that I'm ready for them, and for the first time in a long time, man, I know exactly what I was gonna say in there. When I got in there, I got overcome with excitement. I haven't had that in a long time. I was more excited the fight is happening than me speaking. Usually I'm very composed. I know exactly what I'm talking about. This time I'm just like scrambling for words to say, and you don't see that often with me, but because I, for once in a very long time, have been really excited to see this fight happen.
Are you excited because you're? Are you excited because this guy, right?
You want me to do that for you, man?
He does.
He does good work.
He does good work with photography. I'm sure he does good
this shit up.
Right? Right? That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. Very good
So
idea.
anyways, what do you think? Look at that. Look at that.
That's a great idea.
Yo, see? Thank you very much.
$1 million idea here. Now, you say that you're very excited that it hasn't happened in some time. Are you excited because you're taking on a very dangerous opponent, because you're taking on a guy who's younger, who I'm not going to say is stronger, but some fight fans may assume because he's younger that he might be the stronger and bigger guy? What are your thoughts?
He might be a bigger guy, but he's not stronger. That's for sure.
Right.
I mean, in terms of power, I'm a one-punch knockout kind of guy. You know, even Salas was saying that every time he hits, every time I hit with the punch, you just feel this electricity running down his body, and I just hit really hard. You know, and he's gonna master. He's just trying to bring that out within me. But that doesn't matter if you can't hit your opponent or having the same strategy to execute inside the ring. But you know, being the older, more experienced fighter, I see what's coming at me. I'm composed. You know, as compared with him, a lot of things could go through it in his mind. You know, being young and being excited about this fight, that this is actually happening. You know, there could be a lot of things that's playing in his mind in terms of like nervousness, in terms of overwhelm. But sometimes people show up. I mean, for me, in that situation, I've always shown up.
Drake says he goes 0 to 100 real quick, right? How do you shake hands and then immediately go to 100? How do you shake your opponent's hand and be so pleasant, and then on fight night you say, I'm about to knock your ass out? How does that happen?
Well, it's called being in it for such a long time. You know, I've always been polite with everybody because I've always been that way. I mean, growing up, I was always picked on, so for me, I've always been just like this. And then when I was inside the ring, I wanted to kill everybody. And then
and you did.
And I got accustomed to that feeling. So now I can be pleasant with everybody. You know, hey, how you doing? But then when I'm inside that ring, I only have one mission, and that is to kill this guy, to be victorious. The outcome is victory. The outcome is to destroy anybody that stands in my territory. So that's pretty much what the mindset is. It's just in a snap of a finger, you're a different person.
Talk to us about something that you just mentioned right now, because it's still an issue that's going on nowadays. Like you said, when you were younger, you were actually bullied. It's inspired you to become the man that you are today. What message would you give a child right now that's being bullied and is going through certain situations that they don't know how to take or how to handle? What would your advice to them be to overcome what they're going through?
Well, the thing is, it's a very difficult situation for kids, is because the fact that they will not commit to it because they're afraid. One thing is that don't be afraid, but that's hard to say, because you're in that situation, and for me, it's just being honest with who you are. Know that the decision that you make at this moment in time will lead to your destination. So if you make the decision to stand up for yourself at this moment in time, it will lead courage, it will lead strength within your heart, that no matter what happens, I'm getting beat up anyway, why not stand up for it? You know what I mean? I'm just gonna stand up, and I'm gonna say it to your face, and sometimes you will gain respect. Sometimes, you know what, oh man, this guy's a hungry lion, you know what? Alright, I respect that. But sometimes you might get your butt kicked, and that's okay, because you're getting your butt kicked anyway, but at least you stood up for it. At least you didn't succumb to losing yourself, because I did. I ran away from it, but I got a lot of it back when I was boxing, because I wanted to destroy everybody, and that was something. It's just a tough situation, because I don't want to tell the kids out there to keep fighting, but use the resources that you have, your teacher, your video, your social network. You know what? Hey man, this guy's bullying me, man. Do this and do that. Look at teacher, I got proof over here. Now what?
Use that selfie stick.
So, exactly. So use resources. Whatever resources that you have, there's always something out there for you guys to protect yourself with. If you can't fight because they're bigger than you, you're always going to be smarter than them. So always empower yourself, knowing that you're better than them. And you can always be better than that. So, again, you guys have it all. You guys have it all within you guys to just find it. Don't be afraid, because failure and defeat is always going to be there. I've done it so many times, but as long as you get up, the only time you will fail and be defeated is when you say no more and I give up. But if you say you keep going, no matter how many times you get dropped, and if you stand up, you're always going to learn something better. And what happens when you learn something better is you're going to be a better man, a better person, a better woman, a better person, a better whoever it is, because now you learn what failure is about, and now you can take in what success is about because of the failures that you have. And like they say, now we're going about failures. How many successful men, they have hundreds and tons of failures in their lifetime, but that's what make them become successful, is to take in those failures and create who they are. Take it in and accept it, and learn from it. So I don't know, he's getting all deep.
Damn. I asked you in a separate interview, if victorious, would you remain at 122, or would you consider moving up to 126 pounds and taking on one of your stablemates in Top Rank, Oscar Valdez, who's the WBO featherweight champion? What do you think about that fight? Is that something that we can possibly see in your